Stimulus. This one word is again creating shockwaves in Congress as well as in the House and in the lives of American people. Is the former President Donald J. Trump going to give another stimulus check to Americans, or the current Vice President Kamala Harris has some plans when it comes to giving stimulus checks to millions of Americans? I'm gonna break down everything for you in this very important video. So I request you to please watch this video till the end, and before I start the video, I would like to ask you just for a little favor to please smash the like button on this video, as it helps this video and the channel as well. There's a lot of questions that I'm going to answer in this very important video. So without any further ado, let's start the video. Stimulus check, a topic that everyone wants to talk about, because remember, in this inflation where millions of Americans are struggling, stimulus check is indeed a need, and this current administration needs to do something as soon as possible. But we know the chances are really slim because the election is right around the corner. But the biggest question is that, is this administration has any plan to give financial relief to millions of Americans who are struggling in this worst inflation, or the former President Donald J. Trump has some sort of plan that can give you another $2,000 worth of stimulus check? Well, remember, this one word stimulus is creating shockwaves in Congress as well as in the House, and this stimulus word is again all over the news. Why? Look at this, as this is very important. Well, new documents showed how the IRS panicked after the Trump administration sought to put former President Donald J. Trump's signature on stimulus checks. On March 2022, in March 2020, Congress passed the $2.2 trillion Pandemic Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, providing $1,200 worth of stimulus check to roughly 80 million taxpayers. Chaos ensued when an order from Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin asked that Trump's name be added to the checks. And a lot of people are still asking this question. Yes, we've seen the name of former President Donald J. Trump on our checks, but does it really matter? Well, right here the things get really interesting, and as mentioned earlier, the information will certainly shock you. Look at this, as this is very, very important. How IRS panicked over Trump's stimulus check signature gambit. And this is not just the headline. Remember, when it comes to this stimulus check, this stimulus name is a sensitive word for millions of Americans, especially right now in pandemic where millions of Americans lost their job. This stimulus check was something that made them realize that what the American dream is all about, because indeed there are several stimulus checks. If you remember, there was one for $2,000, there's one for $1,200, there's one for even $600. People received those checks and they were really happy because they were able to put food on the table for themselves and their loved ones. Now, when we talk about stimulus check, there's a lot of questions. Are we in need of a new stimulus check right now? There's a lot of surveys, there's a lot of news spreading, and I would like to clarify something right here, that when it comes to another stimulus check, the possibility is slim, but still there's a possibility. And that's where the biggest question rises. What do you need? And what do you want right now? Would you like to see another stimulus check at least worth $2,000? Let me know in the comments below that if you like another stimulus check, write I need $2,000 stimulus, or stimulus check is a need of current time. Well, the biggest question is that why people are still talking about stimulus, and right here the biggest reason is this. Trump was roundly criticized at the time for politicizing a pandemic that shattered the global economy and was killing thousands of people. The CARES Act funds that allowed the $1,200 worth of check to get mailed out as a way to stanch the economic bleeding left by people being forced to stay home was a bipartisan effort. But by slapping his name on the checks, Trump ensured everyone who received one would associate the stimulus with him. The plan worked and inspired Trump to call for more stimulus checks, bucking the fiscal hawks in party and aligning with Democrats who were calling for $2,000 payments that would continue to blow out the federal government's pocketbook. Well, if you remember one thing, that a number of senators, and I still remember Ilhan Omar, called for something very interesting. Well, in the times where President Donald J. Trump, or former President Donald J. Trump, was in power, Ilhan Omar said that $2,000 worth of stimulus check, and I'm talking about the monthly stimulus check, is a need because people are still struggling in United States and they need some sort of support on an ongoing basis. So a $2,000 monthly stimulus check is a need until and unless this inflation ends. And right here we see something very interesting. The new numbers of inflation are quite shocking. They're just 2.5%. Yes, you heard it right. The inflation is only up by 2.5%, and that's where a lot of people are saying that these numbers are not true. Why? Because you need to listen to this very important thing. According to a recent Gallup report, the prices of grocery are up by 21% in the past 3 years, and the inflation numbers are just 2.5%. Is this a joke? Do you really think that these numbers are true, or the current administration are making these numbers because the elections are right around the corner and they need votes, so they cannot let people know that the inflation is here? So if it happens, of course they'll have a cut in their votes. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this whole situation, because this is very important. And right here, when it comes to this very important topic, well, stimulus check is again creating shockwaves. Do you really think that Donald J. Trump put his name on stimulus checks of $1,200 because it was a political stunt and he needed to win another election? Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this whole situation? Well, if you have any questions at all, then let me know in the comments below and we will be happy to answer each and every question of yours. Well, thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.